Hello, and welcome to another episode of Super English Talks. I'm Jara, and I'm so happy that you are here today. On this podcast, we talk about English, but not just English. We also talk about ideas that can help you grow as a person, improve your life, and be happier, all while you practice and learn English. So, if you want to get better at English and learn useful life lessons at the same time, you're in the right place. Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic. It is something that can truly change your life if you practice it. Today, we are talking about patience and self-control. Let me start by asking you a simple question. Have you ever felt annoyed or frustrated because something didn't happen as fast as you wanted? Maybe you were waiting for a website to load, or you were waiting for a friend to reply to your message, and you felt that small spark of irritation inside. Or maybe you acted too quickly without thinking, like sending an angry message, and later you felt sorry about it. I think we all have done this at some point, haven't we? Sometimes we want things to happen instantly. We want to speak English perfectly right now, without mistakes. We want to see amazing results from our hard work immediately. But life doesn't usually work like that. True success takes time. Learning deeply takes time. That is why patience and self-control are so important. So, what is patience? Patience means staying calm and peaceful inside, even when things are slow. It means you don't get angry or upset when something doesn't happen quickly, or when things are not perfect right away. When you are patient, you understand that some things need time to grow. Just like a plant needs time to grow into a big tree, some results in life also take time. Let's talk about English learning as an example. Learning English takes time. You cannot become fluent in one day or even 1 month. It is a journey. You need to practice every day, little by little. If you make a mistake and feel frustrated, or if you cannot understand every word in a fast conversation, that is normal. If you stop trying because it feels difficult, that is losing patience. But if you keep trying, even when it feels slow or hard, even if your pronunciation isn't perfect yet, that is real patience. Patience is also about how you react in everyday life. For example, maybe you are standing in a long line at the grocery store, and it is moving very slowly. Maybe your internet is slow when you are trying to watch a video. Maybe a friend is late for a meeting. In all these situations, you have a choice. You can feel angry and frustrated, or you can choose to stay calm and peaceful. You can use that waiting time to think, relax, or plan something. Choosing to stay calm and wait without stress, that is patience. Now, let's talk about self-control. Self-control is your ability to stop yourself from doing something you might regret later. It means you pause and think before acting. You don't do something just because you feel like it in the moment, even if that feeling is very strong. Here is an example. Imagine you are studying English and focusing hard. Then your phone rings and you see a message from a friend. You feel like stopping your study and chatting for an hour because it feels fun right now. But then you use self-control. You tell yourself, no, I will finish studying first, and then I can chat. That is self-control. You made a smart choice instead of just following your immediate feelings. Patience and self-control go together. Both of them help you stay calm, make better decisions, and reach your goals. They are not always easy to practice, but they are very important for learning English and living a happier life. So remember, when things feel slow, stay calm. When you want to do something just because it feels good in the moment, think first and use self-control. If you practice these two skills every day, your life will slowly but surely get better. Sometimes we feel very angry or stressed. Maybe someone says something a little rude to you, or maybe someone criticizes your English. In that moment, you might feel like shouting back, starting an argument, or even giving up on learning English. But instead of reacting immediately, you take a deep breath and calm down. You pause before acting. That is self-control. Self-control means you stop your first, strong reaction. You think before you act. You choose to do what is right and helpful for you, not just what feels good or easy in that moment. Now you understand what patience and self-control truly mean. But here's something very important. These two qualities are deeply connected. They are like best friends. They always work together. Most of the time, you need both at the same time. When you are patient, you are actually using self-control. You choose not to get angry, you choose to wait calmly, and you accept the situation as it is. And when you use self-control, you naturally become more patient. You don't let your emotions control you. Instead, you control your actions and your thoughts. Let me give you another everyday example. Imagine you are stuck in a traffic jam. You are running late for an important meeting. The cars just won't move. You feel a hot surge of anger. You want to honk your horn, shout, or even hit the steering wheel in frustration. But then you use self-control. You stop yourself. You take a deep breath. You remind yourself that getting angry won't make the cars move faster. Instead, you choose to turn on some calming music or listen to an English podcast and just wait calmly. In this moment, you are using both patience and self-control at the same time. Even when learning English, these two skills are very important. Maybe you want to speak English perfectly, but you keep making mistakes or forget words in the middle of a sentence. You might feel shy, frustrated, or even compare yourself to others who seem to speak so easily. But then you tell yourself, it's okay. I'm learning. Mistakes are part of the journey. I will try again. That is patience. And when you continue studying every day, even when you are tired, bored, or don't feel like it, that is self-control. So, you see, patience and self-control are like two sides of the same coin. They work together to help you grow and succeed. The good news is no one is born with perfect patience or self-control. These are skills you can learn and practice, just like learning English. You can practice being patient. You can practice controlling your actions and your words. Think of patience and self-control like muscles in your body. If you exercise them every day, they become stronger. If you stop using them, they become weaker. So, don't worry if you don't feel very patient today or if you sometimes lose control. Every time you try, you get better. Every small effort counts. What really matters is that you try again. What matters is that you understand what patience and self-control are and why these skills are so helpful in life. Now that we know what patience and self-control mean, let's talk about why they are so important. These aren't just nice ideas or habits. They are life-changing skills. When we learn to be patient and to have self-control, our daily life can improve in many ways. We make better choices. We feel more peaceful inside. We build stronger and more meaningful relationships. Let's explore how these two skills help us in different parts of life. Daily life. Every day, we face small challenges. Maybe you wait in a long line at the bank. You wait for food to cook. You wait for someone to reply to a message. Someone speaks to you in a rude way. Something doesn't go as planned, like a sudden change of plans. These small things can easily make us feel annoyed or stressed. Our hearts race and we might feel tense. But when we use patience, we stay calm inside. We don't waste energy being upset over things we cannot control. And when we use self-control, we stop ourselves from saying or doing something we might regret later, like a harsh word spoken in anger. These two skills help us stay peaceful and in control, no matter what happens around us. Learning English. Learning English can sometimes be difficult. You might feel frustrated when you don't understand a new grammar rule. A native speaker talks too fast. You make mistakes while speaking. You might feel nervous, worried about your accent or mistakes. This is where patience helps. Patience reminds you that it's okay to take your time. Every mistake is actually a step forward, a lesson, not a failure. You don't give up when something is hard. You just try again, maybe in a different way. That is how real learning happens. And self-control helps you stay focused. You set aside time every day to study, even when you're tired. You say no to distractions like your phone or social media. Even when you don't feel like practicing, you do it anyway. That is how lasting progress is made. So, patience helps your heart stay strong and hopeful, and self-control helps your actions stay steady and consistent. Relationships. Patience and self-control are also very important in our relationships with family, friends, classmates, or coworkers. People are not perfect, and neither are we. Sometimes they do something that annoys us, say something wrong, forget something important. In these moments, patience helps us listen and understand instead of reacting with anger. We give people time and space to learn and grow, just like we need time and space for ourselves. Self-control helps us speak kindly even when we feel hurt or angry. Instead of shouting or criticizing, we choose respect and try to find a solution. Instead of avoiding problems, we work together with understanding. When we show patience and self-control, it creates better relationships. People feel safe, respected, and happy when they are around us. They trust us because they know we are calm and thoughtful. In school or at work, these skills are also very important. In school, sometimes homework can feel boring or difficult, like writing a long essay or solving a hard math problem. When you use patience, you give your best effort without complaining. You understand that learning takes time and effort. With self-control, you finish your work even when no one is watching you. You stay focused because you know your work is important and that completing it will help you grow. At work, things can also be challenging. Maybe your boss or a coworker is difficult, or a project takes much longer than expected. You may feel stressed. But if you stay calm and keep doing your job well, focusing on what you can control, you are using both patience and self-control. These habits make you a stronger student or a more valuable worker. People notice your positive attitude and calm behavior. Over time, this can open doors for you, like new opportunities or promotions. Long-term benefits. When you develop patience and self-control, you are building something powerful for your future. You become someone who doesn't give up easily, stays calm and focused, even when life is difficult, faces challenges without panic or frustration. Many people give up too soon. They stop trying when something is hard or takes too long. But those who keep going, who wait patiently and try again, are the ones who succeed in the end. Patience gives you peace of mind. You don't feel angry or rushed all the time. You learn to enjoy the process of growth and find joy in the journey, not just in the results. You feel more relaxed and life becomes calmer and happier. Self-control gives you true power. You are not controlled by your temporary feelings, impulses, or bad habits. You are the one who chooses your actions. This gives you a deep sense of control and freedom in life. When you combine patience and self-control, you also become happier. You argue less with people. You make fewer mistakes that you regret later. You feel good about your choices. Your relationships improve. Your progress in life becomes steady. You feel satisfied with yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to keep trying, keep growing, and stay calm. Why these skills are so important. Patience and self-control help us every single day. They help us become better learners, better friends, better workers, and ultimately better people. The best part is anyone can learn these skills. You don't have to be born patient. You don't have to be naturally in control. You can train your mind step by step, just like you are training your English skills. I am here with you on this journey. We can learn these skills together. What happens without patience and self-control? Sometimes we don't realize how important these skills are until something goes wrong. Losing patience or acting without control may seem like a small mistake, but it can hurt many parts of our lives. Our emotions get out of control. Our goals are harder to reach because we give up or make poor choices. Our relationships can be damaged when we speak or act in anger. Without these skills, it's easy to feel stressed, frustrated, or unhappy. That is why it is so important to practice patience and self-control every day, even in small situations. Let's start with simple daily situations. Imagine you are waiting in line at the supermarket and suddenly someone cuts in front of you. If you don't have patience, you might get very angry quickly. You could start shouting or saying things you don't really mean. That could easily lead to an argument or even a fight, turning a simple trip to the store into a stressful experience. Or imagine you're stuck in traffic. Instead of staying calm, you start honking angrily, shouting, or even hitting the steering wheel in frustration. Does this solve anything? No. It only makes you more stressed and tired, and it doesn't help the traffic move faster. These reactions happen when we lack patience, and they almost always make small problems much worse. Self-control in daily life. Now, let's think about self-control. Imagine you are trying to eat healthy. You decide to stop eating sweets. But every time you see chips or chocolate, you tell yourself, just one more time, and then you eat too much. At first, it might feel good, but later you feel regret and disappointment. You didn't follow your goal, and you didn't do what you truly wanted for your health. The same thing can happen with your phone or social media. You want to study or work on something important, but you keep checking your phone and scrolling without thinking. Without self-control, you get distracted easily, waste time, and feel bad at the end of the day because you didn't do what you planned. Patience and self-control in learning English. Learning English also shows how important these skills are. If you don't have patience, you might expect to speak fluently in just a few weeks or months. When that doesn't happen, you get frustrated. Maybe you don't understand a new phrase or make a grammar mistake, and you think, English is too hard. I'll never get it. Then you might quit learning. You don't give yourself the time you need to improve. If you don't have self-control, you might plan to study English for 30 minutes every day. But then you skip your lessons because you feel bored or tired. You watch TV or scroll on your phone instead. Later, you feel disappointed in yourself and wonder why you are not improving. The real problem isn't English itself. The problem is not having enough patience and self-control to stick to your plan and keep going. Patience and self-control in relationships. Relationships also suffer without these skills. Imagine someone says something that hurts you deeply. Maybe a friend makes a joke that offends you. If you react immediately without thinking, you might shout, say something unkind, or even stop talking to them completely. These reactions can damage your relationships, even with people you care about. But with patience, you take a moment to breathe and think before reacting. With self-control, you choose your words carefully and respond in a way that is respectful and thoughtful. When you practice patience and self-control in these situations, your life becomes calmer, happier, and more positive. You can handle challenges without regret, and your relationships grow stronger. Sometimes, a quick reaction can damage a friendship or family bond in just a few seconds. You might say or do something in anger, and it can leave a lasting hurt. Later, when your emotions calm down, you probably feel very sorry for reacting so quickly. This happens because you didn't control your first impulse. Sometimes people even start to lose trust in us because we act too fast or speak too harshly. When this happens, they may feel unsafe or uncomfortable around us. Relationships take time, care, and patience to grow and stay strong. Without patience and self-control, relationships can easily break. School and work. In school or at work, lack of patience and self-control can also cause problems. When we're impatient, we rush through tasks just to finish them. We don't check our work carefully, which leads to mistakes, poor quality work, and missed details. Teachers, bosses, or colleagues may notice this and lose confidence in us. Without self-control, we may miss deadlines, forget responsibilities, or waste time on things that are not important, like chatting instead of focusing on our tasks. Over time, these habits can hurt our reputation and our career or school success. People may not trust us with important work, and we might lose opportunities simply because we didn't control our time, focus, or actions. Emotional health. Living without patience and self-control also affects our emotions. We react too quickly and often feel deep regret afterward. We try to do everything fast and get frustrated when things don't go our way. This can lead to constant irritation, anger, sadness, or low self-esteem. We might start thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I always fail." These thoughts make us feel bad about ourselves. But the problem isn't that we cannot succeed. The problem is that we are not giving ourselves the space and time to grow slowly and calmly. Long-term consequences. Over time, not practicing patience and self-control can lead to serious problems. Feeling like life is out of control. Jumping from one goal to another without finishing anything. Starting many things but quitting as soon as they get difficult. Hurting the people around us with quick words or thoughtless actions. Losing belief in ourselves, thinking that success is only for lucky or naturally smart people. But that is not true. True success comes to those who are steady, focused, and calm. These qualities come directly from developing patience and self-control. The good news. The best part is, it's never too late to learn these skills. If you notice that you lose your temper quickly, get distracted often, or give up too soon, that's completely okay. Everyone starts somewhere. You can always learn, practice, and grow. Patience and self-control are skills, just like learning English or any other important ability. With small, consistent practice, you can improve and gradually see positive changes in your life. The first and most important step is to see the problem clearly. When we understand what is going wrong, we can start to change it. The more we practice patience and self-control, the stronger these skills become, just like training a muscle in your body. We already know what happens when these skills are missing. We feel more stressed. We make more mistakes. Our relationships and connections can break. Now that we understand how important patience and self-control are, let's talk about how to develop them step by step. The good news is, patience and self-control can be learned. They are not qualities only a few people are born with. Anyone can improve these skills with small, simple daily practice. You don't need anything special, just your mind, your breath, and a little effort. Just like learning English, building patience takes time and consistency. Step 1. Take deep breaths. This may sound very simple, almost too easy, but it works. When you feel stressed, angry, or impatient, your body reacts physically. Your heart beats faster. You may feel hot. Your hands might shake. Your voice might get louder. These are natural physical reactions to strong emotions. When you stop and take a few slow, deep breaths, your body begins to calm down immediately. Breathing deeply helps your brain relax and gives you a precious moment to think before you act. Try it with me now. Breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling your stomach rise. Breathe out slowly through your mouth, letting all the air go. Repeat this 3 or 4 times. You will likely feel a small, quiet sense of calm. This step is incredibly helpful when you are in a difficult situation or before you say or do something you might regret. Just pause and breathe. It helps you stay calm and in control. Step 2. Count slowly to 10. Strong emotions can come very quickly. Maybe someone said something hurtful, or you're waiting a long time for something important, like a slow download on your computer. In these moments, it's easy to act immediately and say or do something you will later regret. Instead, try this. Stop and quietly count from 1 to 10. This small pause gives your brain time to cool down. It does not ignore your feelings, it simply gives them a chance to settle. Even just 10 seconds can make a big difference. You may not feel completely calm yet, but you will feel a little better. That small improvement can help you make much better choices. Step 3. Practice waiting in small situations. Another way to build patience is to practice waiting in small, everyday situations. For example, wait a few extra minutes in line without complaining. Let someone go ahead of you in traffic or in a queue. Take a moment before answering a message, even if you feel like replying immediately. These small exercises may seem simple, but they train your mind to stay calm, and your patience grows over time. We don't always need big problems to practice patience. We can start small, right in our daily lives. For example, if you are watching an online video and it loads slowly, try not to get annoyed or refresh it immediately. Just wait patiently for a few extra seconds. If you are at the bus stop and the bus is late, don't complain. Instead, take a deep breath, notice your surroundings, or think about something positive, like your plans for the day. If you are in a long line at the shop, don't get frustrated. Use the time to relax, maybe think quietly or imagine listening to some calm music in your head. These are all small, everyday opportunities to train your patience. Every time you wait without getting angry, you strengthen your patience muscle. You teach your mind to stay peaceful in uncomfortable situations. Over time, these small exercises make it much easier to be patient in bigger, more stressful moments. Step 4. Think before you speak or act. Another very important step is to think before you speak or act. This helps you control both your emotions and actions. When something happens and you feel like reacting quickly, pause for a moment and ask yourself, will this help the situation? Is this the right time to say or do this? For example, if someone is rude to you, instead of shouting back immediately, pause and think. Maybe they are having a bad day or their words aren't personal. If you make a mistake, don't panic or get angry at yourself. Take a deep breath and ask, what can I learn from this? This habit of thinking first helps you avoid many unnecessary problems. It also helps you become more respectful, thoughtful, and calm, which is excellent for both your relationships and your personal growth. Step 5. Be kind to yourself. Finally, it's very important to be kind to yourself when you stumble. Yes, you will make mistakes. You will lose your patience. You may get angry, say something you shouldn't, or feel disappointed in yourself. That is completely normal. We are all human, and learning is a process. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to grow little by little. When you make a mistake, don't say, I'm terrible. I can never change. Instead, gently say to yourself, I had a hard moment, but I'm learning and I'll try again. This kind and positive mindset helps you move forward instead of getting stuck. Every time you try again, you improve. Patience is not only something we give to others, it's something we also need to give to ourselves. Quick summary of the 5 steps. Breathe deeply to calm your mind. Count slowly to 10 when emotions feel too strong. Practice waiting in small moments in daily life. Think before you speak or act. Be gentle and kind to yourself when things don't go perfectly. These are small, simple actions, but if you do them every day, they make a big difference. You become calmer, more focused, and more peaceful inside. You feel better, and the people around you feel better too. Remember, building patience is a journey, not a race. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Just like learning English, it takes time and consistency. But if you keep practicing and don't give up, you will improve and succeed. Introduction to self-control. Now that we have talked about patience, let's look at something closely connected: self-control. Self-control means being able to manage your actions, emotions, and desires. It helps you do what is right, even when you really feel like doing something else. For example, you might want to sleep longer in the morning, but you get up and study English anyway. That is self-control. You may want to eat sweets or scroll on your phone, but you choose to stick to your goal instead. That is self-control too. Self-control helps you stay focused, disciplined, and consistent, even when life is difficult or distractions are tempting. It works together with patience to help you reach your goals and improve your life. Self-control is like having a small, wise voice in your head that says, pause and think. Is this the best thing to do right now for my goals? Just like patience, self-control is not something you are born with. It is a skill you can build step by step. Here are some practical steps to start building more self-control in your daily life. Step 1. Set small and clear goals. Many people lose self-control because they don't know what they want or they try to do too much at once, which feels overwhelming. Instead of saying, I will change everything about myself, start with something small and manageable. For example, I will study English for 15 minutes every morning. I will not check my phone during meals. These are simple and clear goals. When a goal is small, it is easier to achieve. Completing it gives you a sense of success and motivation to continue. A clear goal also helps your mind focus. You can remind yourself, this is what I truly want. I choose this. Step 2. Avoid things that make you lose control. Everyone has moments of weakness or things that tempt them. Maybe you eat too much unhealthy food when bored. Maybe you play games or scroll social media instead of doing homework. This is normal. But if you know what tempts you, you can try to stay away from it. For example, if your phone distracts you while studying, put it in another room or turn it off for a set time. If sweets tempt you, don't keep them easily accessible in your kitchen. This step is about creating a smart environment where it is easier to make good choices. When temptation is far away, it is much easier to stay in control. Step 3. Practice saying no. The next step is to say no to things that are not helpful for your goals. This can be hard because saying yes often feels good in the moment. For example, your friends invite you to go out when you plan to study. You want to watch one more video, even though it's late and you need sleep. Every time you say no to something that doesn't help your goal, you grow stronger. Self-control is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. You don't have to say no to everything fun, but start with small, clear choices. No, I will do this later. No, I need to finish this first. Saying no like this gives you a quiet sense of pride in yourself for making the right choice. Step 4. Reward yourself. Our brains love rewards. When we do something good and feel positive afterward, our brains learn, this is good. Let's do it again. So, when you successfully stay in control, give yourself a small reward. For example, after finishing your study time, watch a short video you enjoy or listen to your favorite song. After successfully saying no to a bad habit, take a short walk or enjoy something simple that makes you happy. Rewards strengthen self-control because your brain connects good choices with positive feelings. These small rewards are very important. They help keep your motivation high and remind you that staying in control brings good results. You are training your brain to enjoy discipline and focus. The last step in building self-control is to learn from your mistakes and not feel bad about them. Yes, sometimes you will fail. You may give in to a bad habit. You may forget your goal. You may say yes when you should have said no. That is completely normal. Mistakes are a natural and unavoidable part of learning and growing. Instead of saying, "I'm weak. I can't change," ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What can I do better next time? When you learn from your mistakes, they become your best teachers. You grow stronger and wiser because of them. The most important thing is to keep trying and keep learning. That is how real self-control is built. Quick summary of the steps to build self-control. Set small and clear goals. Avoid things that make you lose control. Practice saying no to distractions. Reward yourself when you stay on track. Learn from mistakes and don't be too hard on yourself. These steps are simple but very effective. You can use them in school, at work, at home, and even in learning English. The more you practice self-control, the more confident, calm, and peaceful you will feel. Remember, building self-control takes time and patience. Every small step counts. You are not just learning English, you are learning how to manage your life better, and that is very powerful. Learning from real stories. Sometimes the best way to understand a lesson is by hearing a real story. Stories help us remember important ideas and make them easier to understand. Here are two simple stories about people who learned patience and self-control in their lives. Story 1. Maya's journey with English. Maya was a young woman who wanted to learn English fluently. She dreamed of traveling, finding a good job, and making international friends. At first, learning English was very hard for her. She struggled to understand fast speech. She made many grammar mistakes. Maya felt frustrated and almost gave up. She thought, "Why is this so hard? Why can't I speak like others who seem to learn quickly?" One day, her kind teacher, Mr. Davis, told her, "Maya, learning English is like growing a tree. You water it every day, give it light, and with time and care it will grow and give fruit." From that day, Maya decided to be patient with herself. She made a realistic study plan. She watched short English videos every day, even if she didn't understand every word. She listened to the same audio recordings again and again to improve her understanding. She practiced speaking with her classmates, Sam and Chloe, without feeling shy or afraid of mistakes. Over time, Maya improved steadily, and her confidence grew. Her story shows how patience and self-control work together to help us reach our goals, even when something feels difficult at first. Even though Maya worked hard, there were times when she wanted to stop. She felt tired or thought her progress was too slow. But she would tell herself, "Be patient. Keep going. Just a little more." After 6 months, Maya was amazed at how much she had improved. She could understand much more English and spoke with far more confidence. Her patience helped her grow steadily, step by step. Now, Maya is even helping other students learn English, sharing her story and encouraging them to be patient too. Story 2. Ethan learns self-control. Ethan was a smart boy, but he had a big problem. He struggled with self-control. In class, he often spoke without thinking and sometimes interrupted his teacher. At home, he argued with his parents. When he got angry, he sometimes threw things or said rude words without meaning to. One day, after a difficult argument with his best friend Liam, Ethan felt very sad. He realized his quick reactions were hurting the people he cared about. His school counselor, Ms. Chin, spoke to him gently. Ethan, strong people are not those who shout the loudest. Strong people are those who can stay calm inside and think before they act. Ethan decided he wanted to change. He started practicing self-control every day. When he felt angry, he took deep breaths. He counted slowly in his mind before responding to someone. He started writing his feelings in a notebook instead of immediately shouting. At first, it was very hard, but Ethan did not give up. Slowly, his friends and teachers noticed the change. He became more respectful, thoughtful, and trustworthy. One day, his friend Liam said, "Ethan, I'm really proud of how much you've changed." "It's amazing." Ethan felt deeply happy. He learned that self-control gave him not only peace, but also better relationships. The lesson from these stories. These two stories are simple, but they show something very important. Patience and self-control are powerful tools. They are not just words. They are practical skills that can help you in your own life. Like Maya, you can use patience to keep learning and improving, even when it feels hard. Like Ethan, you can use self-control to stay calm, think first, and improve your relationships. Real change takes time, consistent effort, and patient practice. But if you stay patient and control your actions, you can achieve many things. You can become stronger, calmer, and more successful in whatever you choose to do. Applying these skills to everyday life. It's also very important to practice patience and self-control with phones, computers, and screen time. For example, if you often watch videos or scroll social media for hours, try setting a timer. When the time ends, stop and do something else. Read a book, take a short walk, or spend time studying English. Consciously saying no to too much screen time is a great way to build self-control. You are actively training your brain to follow your own goals instead of giving in to old habits. At the end of each day, take a moment to remind yourself that patience and self-control are like muscles in your body. The more you practice them, the stronger they become. You don't need to be perfect right away. Just try a little bit every day. Even one moment of deep breathing, one kind or thoughtful reply, or one good choice helps you grow. With consistent effort over time, you will begin to see a big difference in how you feel, how you speak, how you handle problems in your life. Keep practicing whether you are at home, school, or out in public. You always have a chance to stay calm. Wait with a peaceful heart. Choose the right action. These small daily habits will bring big positive results into your life, your learning, and your relationships. Summary of today's episode. We have now reached the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for staying with me. It really means a lot. Let's take a moment to review what we learned today. We talked about two very important life skills, patience and self-control. These are not just fancy words. They are practical habits that can change the way we live, the way we learn, and the way we connect with others. Patience. Patience is not just about waiting. It is about staying peaceful inside while you wait. It means you do not let anger or frustration take over, even when something takes longer than expected. For example, waiting in a long line without getting upset, taking your time to understand English, even when it feels difficult. Patience helps your heart stay calm and your mind stay focused, even in challenging situations. Self-control. Self-control is about choosing how to act, even when your emotions are strong. When you feel angry, stressed, or very excited, self-control helps you pause and think before reacting. It is like being the driver of your own mind. You decide the direction instead of letting your feelings control you. How patience and self-control work together. These two habits are deeply connected. If you have patience, it is easier to stay in control. If you have self-control, you naturally become more patient. They support each other, like best friends working together. Why these skills are important. We also looked at how these skills help us in many areas of life. Learning English, staying calm, and practicing regularly helps you improve step by step. School and work, you can focus better, finish tasks carefully, and avoid mistakes. Relationships, you can listen, respond kindly, and avoid unnecessary arguments. Personal growth, you feel peaceful, strong, and more confident. What happens without patience and self-control? Without these skills, life can become more stressful. You may make more mistakes. You might hurt your relationships. You may feel unhappy or stuck. But here is the good news. No one is born with perfect patience or self-control. We can learn and grow them step by step, day by day. Simple steps to build patience. Take deep breaths when you feel upset. Count slowly to 10 before reacting. Practice waiting in small, everyday situations. Always think before you speak or act. Simple steps to build self-control. Set small, achievable goals. Avoid things that trigger bad habits. Practice saying no to distractions or unhelpful impulses. Learn from mistakes without being too hard on yourself. By practicing these steps, you are slowly training your mind to stay calm. Make better choices. Handle challenges more effectively. Remember, every small step counts. You are not only learning English, you are learning how to manage your life better. And that is a truly powerful skill. All of the steps we talked about today are easy to try in your daily life. We also listened to real stories of people just like you, like Maya and Ethan, who are learning to be more patient and in control. Their stories showed us that it is absolutely possible to change and grow, even when it feels hard at first. We also explored practical tips that you can use every day, whether you are in class, at home, out in public. Even small actions like taking a calm breath, listening carefully to others, being kind to yourself, all help you grow stronger and become more patient and self-controlled. Now, I want to tell you something very important. Don't worry if it takes time. Real, lasting change does not happen in one day. It happens slowly, little by little, consistently. Some days, you will feel strong and completely in control. Other days, you might lose your patience or feel a little out of control. And that is perfectly okay. What truly matters is that you keep trying and keep moving forward. You are not alone in this journey. Everyone goes through this process of learning and growing. I also encourage you to practice speaking while using what you learned today. You can listen to this podcast again and repeat after me. Say the steps, the examples, or the stories out loud. Speak slowly, clearly, and with confidence. This will help you improve your English speaking, listening, and thinking skills, while also learning something meaningful for your life. Don't just listen, engage with me. Speak along. You are already doing great just by trying. Before we finish, I want to say a huge thank you. Thank you for listening, for spending your valuable time, and for wanting to grow. You are truly amazing for taking this step toward becoming better, not just in English, but also as a person. Every time you play this podcast, share it with a friend. Speak along with it. You're helping yourself and helping others too. If you enjoyed today's episode, I warmly invite you to listen to the next one. We have many more helpful topics coming soon about personal growth, motivation, learning English the smart and simple way. So stay with me here at Super English Talks, where we learn to improve our language and our life together, one small, steady step at a time. Keep going, keep learning, and always remember, you're stronger than you think. Until next time, please, take care, use your time wisely, and always, always keep learning. Goodbye, my friend.